Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be a fun video. Today we're going to shoot the 140 grain Speer Impact out of my 6.5 284. Now I did shoot it once before, but it was just kind of a pressure ladder test, just to kind of see if I could get pressure. I think I shot one group at the very end, but I was extremely impressed with the velocity. So using MagPro powder with the 6.5 284, and I got much better velocity than anything I've got before with Reloader 22 or H4350. So I was pretty happy with it. Let's verify those results today. Let's see if I actually get that velocity. And I've got a few loads worked up. We're going to check the accuracy today, and I'm actually going to go a little beyond where I stopped last time. Look for pressure. It's about 40 degrees, sun's out. Hopefully I shoot some good groups. I'd say when I shot it the last time it was probably in the 60s. So see what happens. But if I get the velocities I got the last time and it's pretty good groups, I think I've got a winner. So let's see what happens. Let's go down here and see if they're tight together. The velocities were kind of spread apart, so let's just see what it looks like. All right, so far so good. Those two are pretty close to each other. Aiming right there. I've got the gun sighted in about 3 inches high, so that's normal. Let's shoot the next powder charge, and I've got a 3-shot group on that one. All right, 31.92 on that last shot. Incredible velocity. I feel like I'm bordering on pressure. I think that's why it's jumping a little bit. So I've got another load to shoot, a 3-shot group that's a half grain higher. I feel like I'm going to get pressure on this one. Not seeing terrible pressure on the primer. I can feel the ever slightest bolt lift issue, but nothing major. But just that jump in velocity itself is probably bordering on pressure. So I feel like this next 3-shot group is going to have pressure. Let's see what this group looks like. All right, so I had a flyer and I had two pretty close to each other. Overall, not terrible, a little over an inch, but yeah, definitely had a flyer. So let's shoot the next group and see if there's pressure. In case you're wondering, these Speer Impacts are fairly new, and it's not the easiest to find reloading data for them. Now, in the box of bullets that came with it, it had a little pamphlet that did show 6.5 284, and it did show H1000, but it did not show MagPro, which is why the first time I shot it, I did a ladder pressure test, and then now I'm pushing it a little further just to kind of feel it out because I don't have any data to go off of. Now I know that a 3-shot group, as far as the ES and the SD, is not telling you a whole lot, but it's telling you something. But man, that was really tight. I'll put that on the screen here. You can see the SD and the ES. Getting back up there around 3160. Actually not a whole lot more than in the past, where it's been and where it was the last time I shot. So nothing dramatically has changed. A little bit of pressure. Let's look at the group. All right, there is 3 shots right there. 2 have to be in the same hole. I feel pretty good about it. I think the bottom one has 2 in the same hole, but pretty good group. Let's shoot the last 3. All right, shot the last 3-shot group. That first one's pretty puzzling. It really didn't have any more pressure or velocity than the group before it. And then the last two definitely did. They were 3210 and 3211. Pretty cool. Definite pressure, would not go any higher. So there's a mark on the back of the case from the ejector, and the bolt lift was pretty heavy, so red flags. But 3210 and 3211 back to back is pretty impressive. Now, I don't normally do this. I don't tell you exactly what I did on the powder because I don't want you duplicating it. So let me just say, don't try this in your rifle. Your rifle is going to be different. Work your way up slowly. But since there's not a ton of published data, I will tell you what I did, so you can have that information. The first two was 59 grains of MagPro, and then the first 3-shot group was 60 grains of MagPro. Now I shot that last time when I did the pressure ladder. That was as far as I went, was 60 grains, didn't have any pressure. Then the next group was 60.5, and I had slight pressure. And then the last group was 61 grains of MagPro, had definite pressure. Temperature's like 40 degrees today. Sun is out, but this would have been a 70-degree day or something. Might not have been pretty. So I would recommend not going over 60. 60 or below. Probably 59 to 60 is the range I would recommend if you're using MagPro with the 140 grain spears. Let's look at the group size. Not terrible, not good, but not terrible. Those two, not too far away from each other, ½ inch, but that one's a good inch away from the other two, so not terrible. There's the first two, the first three. That was the best. 2 of them in the same hole, and then these 3. So velocity, really good. Group size is really good. However, there is pressure, so go back to around 59 to 60 grains, and that's probably going to be pretty good. Now, just as a reference point, I've shot 143 grain ELDX, 140 grain Nosler partition, and 140 grain Berger VLD. None of them did I get consistently over 3,000 feet per second. I did one time get the partitions over that, but I had definite pressure, had to back up. I successfully got these Speer Impacts to about 3150 before I had any real pressure, which is pretty impressive. So I definitely got more velocity out of them than I thought I would. The difference though is, of course, I used MagPro powder, and with the partitions and the ELDXs I used Reloader 22, and with the Berger VLDs I used H4350. So if I'd used MagPro on all of them, might have got similar results. And I've not tried H1000, but it could provide really good results too. Overall, I'm really happy. I mean, 3150, safely hitting 3150 out of a 6.5 284 is easily 6.5 PRC level numbers. I think some factory ammo in 6.5 PRC is not even to that point. I'm sure, however, if you're hand loading for the 6.5 PRC, you could be doing the same thing I'm doing, get similar results, maybe even more. But I'm pretty impressed with 3150. And yeah, I got 32, but pressure. So I'm definitely going to back up to probably around 59.5 or 60 grains of MagPro. This has been fun. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you think it's worth sharing. Comment below. If you have any experience with 6.5 284 and MagPro, how about the Speer Impact bullets? Hopefully you've had a great day, and until next time, take care.